All right, so I'm going to get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the first 20 minutes or so talking about uh, uh, the importance of data that you have in your applications today, how you want to bring it to your end customers, and why you want to embed this as embedded analytics into your application and how QuickSight can help you. So the topic is enhancing your apps with embedded analytics using Amazon QuickSight. As I was talking to you folks about the agenda, we will talk about why you need to embed analytics, why Amazon QuickSight. Here we will touch a bit upon what Amazon QuickSight gives you. And then we will talk about the different options available to embed analytics with Amazon QuickSight. So why do you need to embed analytics first? So as we all know that the number of apps that are available around us, be it web app, internal apps, portals, etc., are just growing. And each of these apps have thousands and thousands of end users, and along with them is generated tons and tons of data. Now, you as a business owner or the product owner or the app owner want to understand what this data is doing and maybe also bring that insights to your end customers. And with an embedded analytics platform, what you can do is you can bring this data into a meaningful form, not only to your internal users, but also to your external users who are able to consume this data in a friendly way, right where they are in the apps that they are visiting. That's what embedded analytics means. Embedded analytics is bringing data embedded into your apps directly to your end customers, which is where they are. Why would you want to do this, right? So there are three different flavors. The first flavor is like you have a SaaS application where you're providing a service to maybe a consumer or another business, and they need this data to take some decisions, right? So you're able to embed rich analytics into your SaaS app. You can also embed this rich data for your internal applications if you're an enterprise and you have some important data that is reviewed every day or every week, and you want your internal users to be able to take advantage of this data. So you want to embed this also in your internal portals. And last but not least, you may also want to embed this into your public portals. These public portals can be part of your public-facing pages of your own business, or also can be as part of the public entities that have the public-facing pages, like school districts or government sites or hospital sites who want to bring data directly to their end users. Now, there are two ways that you can actually embed analytics, right? One is you go ahead, write the code on your own and embed this data, or you can use an engine like QuickSight, which we'll talk a bit about, to embed analytics. The advantages of going down the second route is you are able to bring quickly insights into your application that helps you differentiate your product in the market. You're increasing your user experience by providing data-driven experiences. And some of the customers also use this as new monetization opportunities where they can open up new advanced embedded analytics capabilities at a cost for their customers. And if you go down the route of using a product that is available in market, then what happens is you don't need to worry about coding. You don't need to worry about having separate engineering teams who will do the entire charting as well as building the charts and embedding the charts, but rather you can use the APIs to do this. So hence your time to market is really reduced, making you move fast. You don't have to have these expanded engineering teams to take care of building what is already available. And at the same time, as the analytics product innovates, you get those innovations automatically. You don't have to innovate separately. Example is deep learning, machine learning, and so on. So now I have given you a context about why would someone want to embed data or insights or analytics into your SaaS app or internal app or a public-facing page, right? And also, what is the advantage of going with a solution in market? Now let me talk about why use Amazon QuickSight for this. So we will look into what Amazon QuickSight provides to you. So some of you may know this, but a quick primer on this is QuickSight. Amazon QuickSight is built for scale. What that means is it is cloud native. Let's say that today you have 10 users that are using the analytics from Amazon QuickSight. Tomorrow you become super successful and you grow to 1,000 users a day. You don't have to do anything on your side. QuickSight scales automatically, and then as your business grows, your end users grow. You don't have to worry about any infrastructure. It just keeps scaling for you. Right. We have second is we are also developer focused. What that means is we have rich APIs that you can use to embed or do some actions. We have JavaScript SDK that can help you customize, and we will talk a bit about that too. And QuickSight also has a very rich capability of machine learning, and we will touch upon a bit in the coming slides. But what that means is as QuickSight is investing and growing the machine learning capabilities that gives you more insights, more smarter insights, a more easy way to get insights, which is Q that I will touch upon. You don't have to do anything. You just get it. Right. And QuickSight has been enterprise ready from day one. What that means is it not only scales, like I talked about, but it also has all the data security that you need, all the compliances that you need, and you have the data ready when you need it. I talked to you about the innovations that QuickSight has done on the AI and ML part, right? So let me just quickly touch upon what those are. First one is that you get auto narratives. Auto narrative is a type of a chart or a visual that you can have that you can use to generate some smart narratives. Like for example, instead of just telling 45, you can say that the number of customer service calls dropped by 45 day over day. So it's a very smart way of representing a summary. Auto narratives helps you there. We use Amazon SageMaker models to build and visualize predictive dashboards. With that, what we can do is we can do anomaly detection. So let's say that you suddenly see a spike. You don't have to sit down and start sieving through data. Our anomaly detection model will tell you what caused the spike and help you analyze and get insights very quickly. And also, it also the same SageMaker models helps you with building forecasting. For example, it's like, hey, last peak season, I saw a huge growth in my sales and cost. What do I expect this season, right? So you can run some forecasting models to get an idea of what you can expect, right? And last but not least, very recently we launched something known as QuickSight Q. Q is a way for your end users to get insights into data by using straightforward conversation type English. So instead of writing a SQL query, your end user can literally say, what were my sales in New York last year? And then you get the results right there. So this is something we recently launched, and we are also able to talk about this from embedding perspective in the coming slides. Now, how does QuickSight, with all its capabilities that we talked about, help bring that to your customers in your applications by the different types of delivery mechanisms via embedding that we have? The first one is you can embed interactive dashboards directly into your applications for your business users or your data analyst end users who want to quickly interact with data, and they do it right there in your application. And along with this, you also get a rich suite of JS SDK, JavaScript SDK that helps you customize the look and feel of this dashboard. At the same time, interactive between your application and the dashboard so that you have a very clean, seamless experience for your end user, and they don't have any jarring experience and be like, hey, I'm on your application. This dashboard seems a little off, and be like, what is going on here? They get a very seamless user experience. Along the same lines, if you want to enable to send them email reports, right? You can also send them email reports and customize and improve interactivity in those email reports to again continue the seamless experience so that your end users are getting the email report from you, not from QuickSight. Again, a very seamless experience, and I'll touch upon that too. Uh, earlier in the slide, I talked about how you can enable self-service monetization opportunities. Self-service authoring is one capability that you can do where you can embed the authoring experience. Authoring experience in QuickSight means that you are building dashboards. So you can embed the authoring experience into your SaaS applications or for your end users, and you can enable this only for power users, and you can take this as an opportunity to monetize. You can enable multi-tenancy with this, and I will touch upon this in the coming slide too. And last but not least, I talked to you about the QBar, the Q natural language querying capability. You can embed this capability as a QBar into your applications and ask questions directly into that QBar. Imagine that it's your business analyst or your CTO or CFO, and they just want to see how are the sales last year. That's it. All they do is type it in the question, and they get the visual and the data that helps them answer that question. So now I started off with talking, why do you need to bring data to your customers? Second, why embed them? Third, how will QuickSight, where is QuickSight and what does QuickSight gives you in respect to capabilities? Now I'm going to talk to you about the different options where QuickSight helps you embed, which I showed you in the prior slide, how you can actually do it. I'm going to talk to you about that now. So like I said, with QuickSight, you can embed dashboards. You can embed the Q natural query. And you can also embed the authoring experience. So I'm going to go through each of these one by one. The first one, embedding dashboards. You can embed dashboards using one-click embedding capability for your internal applications or your enterprise users. Just imagine that a business analyst in your organization just created a dashboard and they want to quickly embed it into their internal wikis or internal SharePoints. They don't need to do any sort of technical capabilities. All they need to do is just copy the embed code that is available to them into their wikis and SharePoints, and then they're ready. To share the dashboard, to make the dashboard available to whoever comes to the wiki page. With APIs, this is where you can use if you're embedding it for your SaaS applications, you can use our rich APIs to create multi-tenancy, to create the seamless experience that I was talking to you about, and bring data to your customers. Now, I will go through both of these. So if you want to embed a dashboard, it requires 3 steps. Very simple 3 steps with one-click embedding. First step is, of course, you have to build a dashboard, and we have very rich visualization capabilities that you can use to build your dashboards, and you're also improving the look and feel of our dashboards very frequently so that you get really good looking dashboards. So all you need to do is, first step is build the dashboard, number 1. Number 2, let's say that you're going to embed this into your SaaS application or your internal application. You need to provide the domain where you're going to embed this into QuickSight's admin section, so that QuickSight is aware that this is a legitimate call and not someone who's trying to game your website. And then third, you can use the copy embed code for the dashboard that you created in step 1. It copies an iframe code that you can just paste it into your SharePoint here, for example. So what I did was I created a dashboard. I listed the domain where I'm going to embed it. It can be your internal wiki or SharePoint or even a SaaS application. Then I copy the embed code and I'm just pasting it into my SharePoint in this example. As you can see, this was the code that I had copied. All I'm doing is I'm pasting it, and the dashboard is available right there in the SharePoint. This is using one click. So with this, you can share with specific users in your organization, or a group of users in your organization, or the entire enterprise users in your organization. And like I said, you don't have to worry about servers. It scales as your employee size grows. The second one way to embed is using the API. So the two steps remain the same. The first two steps remain the same. You first create a dashboard, and then you allow this the dash excuse me, allow this the domain where you're going to embed this. Now you can call our API, generate embed URL for anonymous user, where you can embed this into your SaaS applications. And the advantage with that is that you get the added security of the URL that is generated is one-time use. It expires within 5 minutes. So your data is not leaked, or it is just a one-time use. And then your application, the next time it loads, calls the URL again and it loads again. So you get that security. Second is you don't need to provision users. Because it is anonymous. Let's say that your app is having thousands and thousands of users. You don't need to worry about managing them in QuickSight 2. Third is you can use session tags to still maintain multi-tenancy. I will show you an example about that. What that means is, let's say that your SaaS application has a site manager and an employee accessing the dashboard. You want to make sure that the site manager sees data across all the production lines, and the employee sees data only across that production line, for an example, right? But QuickSight does not know who is the site manager or the employee. Using session tags, you can at runtime decide what data does the site manager see or the employee see. And let's say that tomorrow the employee gets promoted to site manager. You don't need to do anything on QuickSight. All you need to say in the API call is, okay, now for this person, instead of showing only production line A, please show data for production line A, B, and C. Excuse me. So this is what I was like talking to you about. So you can create a dashboard, you can throw it in your application server, but based on who's the end user accessing, it can be customer A, customer B, customer C, or customer D. You can use that data to show different restrictions or different results based on what they are allowed to see. I'll show you a quick example. This is a video, so I can walk you through this video. So let's say that I have this particular dashboard that I have created and embedded into my hospital SaaS application, where I see that I have different hospital types, and it is across different regions. Right? So I have all 4 regions. So let's say that there is a user called power user who is able to see data for all hospitals across all regions. Now I'm going to start creating the session tags that will enable me to make sure that the data which a particular hospital admin logs in sees only for their hospital. So I'm going to create some rules here. So I'm going to create a tag on the column hospital. I'm just going to go through this quickly so that, and then I'll pause. And so as you can see here, I have created 2 tags on 2 columns. The columns are region and hospital, and I've created 2 tags. These are free string entry forms, so you can put anything. Here I have put customer region and customer hospital. So what I have done is, this is the data set that is powering the dashboard. In that data set, I have created 2 tags on the 2 columns where I can create multi-tenancy. Right, so I'm going to enable the tags. So the tags are set. Now, what I'm going to do is, this is my API call. This is my generate embed URL for anonymous user API call, and this is my request. These are the 2 tags I created, customer hospital and customer region, if you recall. Now let's say that instead of the power user logging in, someone from North Hospital is only logging in. And you know that QuickSight does not know that. So at runtime, you're passing the data telling, hey, it is user A. They are the admin of North Hospital. Please show them data only for North Hospital across Central and East regions. So what QuickSight does is, on runtime, it solves this particular, resolves this particular ask. And then let me quickly jump to where I show you the dashboard itself. So here now you can see, let me just show you when the dashboard gets loaded. Yeah, now you can see that in the hospital, it is only North Hospital instead of everything. And in the region, it's only Central and East. Right. So at runtime, this is how, and let's say that this person got promoted or changed job, changed sites or something, and then they can now see East Hospital. So at runtime, you can just change that. Right. Cool. Now let me move on to the next part of the slide. This is where I was talking to you about, okay, now you have embedded dashboards. You can also send email reports, but at this time, you can customize the email report to give it a look and feel and the interactivity of the email report to seamlessly give the customer an experience that it is coming from you. Right. What you can do is you can change the from address. As you can see, I have changed the from address as if it's coming from Wonder Shoes. You can change the logo. The logo here has Wonder Shoes. You can change the header color. This is the classic color of Wonder Shoes. It's a fictitious company, but they go by this color and they have changed it. And then the deep link to access the dashboard. So if you guys are aware of email reports, you get a link that says open dashboard that takes you to QuickSight console. But here, the end user does not know what is QuickSight console. All they know is the Wonder Shoes SaaS application. So Wonder Shoes has changed the link for them, for their end users to go to their SaaS application instead of QuickSight. And last but not least, you can also change the footer to give any sort of messages or any sort of emails or whatever you need in the footer. I have links for all of this in my last slide, and you will be able to use that links once the slides go up. The next item I want to talk to you about is embedding QuickSight Q. So here, what we do is, this is a SaaS application of a company called Phoenix Analytics. They have embedded the Q bar here, and all they are doing is they're typing their question in pure English. Show me requisitions over time. That's it. And then QuickSight Q throws you the visual at runtime in real time by understanding what your query is. What your intention is, and give you the right query. So let me quickly talk to you about how you can do this. So here, it is done by APIs today. You will be using the API generate embed URL for registered users. In that, if you see, you have something known as experience configuration. In that, you will use Q search bar as your experience configuration and set up whatever the topic ID. This is something that you can learn from the documentation about how to set up a topic in Q. But once you have set it up, this is all you need to do in order to embed the straightforward a text box called Q bar, where your end users can type in questions and get insights. I want to talk to you about the last item of what you can embed, which is embedding authoring experience, where you're bringing rich authoring experience or experience to build dashboards right into your application instead of having your power users go to QuickSight. And this is also supports multi-tenancy. What that means is, let's say that your SaaS application has different tenants. So each of these tenants has power users. Each of these power users can come to that experience in your SaaS application, build dashboards, and share it with their own employees and not worry about leaking any data to other tenants. That sort of a setup is called namespaces. And here you can see that when you are accessing it, you're part of a default namespace, but you have created two different namespaces for two different customers. And customer A is part of this namespace, and all its users are part of that namespace. Customer B is part of this namespace, and again, they are encapsulated within that namespace. Both namespace users cannot see each other. And hence, whenever an author from namespace A is creating dashboards, all they can do is share it with their own users. And the way to embed this is, you'll use the same API, generate embed URL for registered user, and under experience configuration, this time, instead of calling Q search bar, you will be typing in QuickSight console. And this is and you can set up an initial path. What I mean by this is, you can say, hey, when this power user comes, take them to the landing page of QuickSight console, or take them to only analyses. I want them to only create analyses, or I want them to only look at dashboards, or I want them to go to only one analysis or only one dashboard. So you can really customize what that initial screen is when these power users. That's what initial path is. right? So now what I've done is I've talked to you about the different embedding capabilities available as of now in production via QuickSight. And our innovation continues even in this year. And later this year, if I get a chance to get back, I will give you some updates on that. But this is what is available and in production at this point. And like I said, this is a rich link of all the documentations, APIs, training, demos that you might want. And if you have any questions, please email us at quicksite-embedding@amazon.com. That is the presentation for today, and thank you.
Thanks, Kareem.